Good morning, ladies and gents. To you, we have made the midweek. How are y'all doing out there today? All right, how are y'all doing out there today? That's a real question, man. I pray y'all are having a powerful and awesome day. On this podcast, again, as we now continue into year 2, as we come upon, we are 4 days away from Daddy's Day, from Father's Day, from Vader Day, right? Do y'all remember last year's Father's Day episode? If you don't, I suggest you go back and listen. That is something here because, again, we're about promoting the word of truth on here. We're about, again, we give credit to where credit is due here. Okay. Old and young, y'all let people know that this thing is out there. As we approach 500 strong, again, we will do our best here to try to shorten some of these episodes, which is why I brought back my notes today. We're going to try to shorten some of these episodes here so that more people have more time to hear the word of truth. Again, sometimes there are certain things that has to be said and that they will go long. So I do ask that y'all hang in there. However, with that said, get the word out. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Apple. I'm on Spotify. Right. I put notifications up on Facebook. Normally, it's the main page I use. Also Instagram. We're all over the place, y'all. Again, we do this on purpose because I think if the master in chief, I know we talk about the we talk about the commander in chief, but the real one above us all, y'all. If God's everywhere, you can be too, in a sense, right? So let's get into some topics today. Number 1, excuse me, dealing with Caitlin Clark and the WNBA and this reaction to the upcoming Olympic team games. And again, you got to put Angel Reese in there too, because these are the two young women, 2 women who are involved here. When it comes to stuff, number 1, I must say this on the other side, ladies, make it real difficult for people, because this is what this dear sister Caitlin Clark is doing. And we want to bring up certain things here, so we're gonna pop in, bring up certain stuff here. Like we had just finished talking about this whole thing with Ty Cobb's granddaughter. See, again, we talk about sports here. We talk about sports here. On this podcast, there's not a thing that we don't talk about here, and it's shocking because it's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute since a woman. Maybe you go back to the beginning of the WNBA with Lisa Leslie and the crew, man, where the talent has been such that it's caused a buzz, y'all. I mean, yo. Boy, oh boy. So, Caitlin Clark's response to being left off of Team USA. That's all you got to ask your phone. That's all you got to ask your computer. I got my computer here. This was just 1 day ago because, again, a lot of people are losing their minds a little bit and they need to relax, okay? This is not the first time in history that this has happened. Man, she gives that right on proper response, man. Shout out to the sister, right? Y'all got to understand that a lot of this is outside noise so somebody can be making some money, right? And especially when you're talking women that don't make no money. And yes, shout out to the dear sister, who I believe is also homosexual, off Team USA soccer team. I know folks got a problem with that girl. Yo, She trying to jump up in and I said we go in there, y'all, so we go in there. You trying to jump up in the society. Oh, the woman got to lift like a man. They got to do this like a man. Again, y'all are on a team. Lord, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Hey. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Y'all don't get it. Y'all, you still don't get it, man. It's hard to kick against the goads. That's what the Bible tells you, right? It's hard to kick against the goads, man. So why do y'all keep doing it? You talk about, you talk about a lot of mental illness, man. I mean, there's a lot going on here, y'all. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, man. 1 Corinthians 12, okay? We're getting back into this thing of the gifts and abilities, because that's what that word gift means when you see that in the Bible, okay? Get down past all of, because this is people get carried away in the top part of the chapter, okay? Just talking about the different things of how certain things work through folks. That's all what that is talking about. Literally, that's all what that is talking about. And people, like, they do a revelation trying to find out when the end is and all this mess. Because again, why KJ do you go back to the Bible so much? Many of the things, ladies and gentlemen, in which life and society has been done today, which is why I tell y'all the phrase separation of church and state is a farce. It's a bunch of BS. Why do I say that, y'all? Because what you believe, that's the church part. This is repetition here because I've already said it, but we're going to say it again. Repetition is necessary for learning. The part what you believe affects what you pick and do in anything you do in life. And in the case of the statement, church and state, the state part is the part where people doing the picking. The law is made, right? All these different things. It's all for what you believe. They don't think it's good enough for people to just vote off the popular vote, that it has to be this electoral thing, because the electoral vote deals with how many slaves were in each state, so you got a certain amount of votes. They believe that thing, you see. So we're still going to stay stuck with it, even though slavery's been abolished all this time later. And they double down on it by making sure people have been brainwashed enough to think that's normal. And you still vote. You still vote. But we're not a racist nation, though. I digress. I know everybody comes up with a different thing to kind of escape from that, but this is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is, right? So now this pours over into sports. We've seen it with the Negro Leagues. People still losing their mind. We just talked to you about Ty Cobb, right? People losing their minds. That's got nothing to do with Ty Cobb earned all that, man. That's got to do with a black man over a white man. That's all. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I know the defense and no, KJ, that Ty Cobb, he was. I know. But what we forget is this exclusion of a whole other group of players, just like Ty Cobb, doing their thing, just like Ty Cobb. We don't want to give credit to where credit is due. Just like the dude who owned that Facebook page talking to and blocking Ty Cobb's granddaughter. This is where we're at, y'all. Until we fix that kind of mess, it's not going to get better. So, all these worketh that one and self same spirit. Now people get crazy as can be from verse 1 through 10, and they miss it on verse 11, y'all. The but, right? Again, we talk about the word but on this podcast. Y'all like that booty. Oh, men and women both, we love that booty, man. But when it comes to the word but, man, we miss it. We can't connect the two. Y'all supposed to love that booty, man. But all these worketh that one and self same spirit. Why y'all can't see the connection points? Because you sipping Massa's syrup, man. Rappers talk about sipping the syrup, man. That one from Massa's syrup is so cold, man. It's cold. Dividing to every man as necessary. That's what severally as he will. That each person's got their own thing as is needed in this life. You got what you need to do what is necessary in this life, yet it all conjoins into one. It doubles down in the next verse. For as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of that one body being many are one body, so also is Christ. What it's telling you is that you got many parts, one body. Now you go further into 13. For it's still in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. For by one Spirit we are all baptized into one body, whether we be Jew or non-Jew. That's what Gentile means. The word goyim is Gentile, right? That's the breakdown of that word Gentile, which means non-Jew. So whether you're a Jew or a non-Jew, you're baptized into one body by one Spirit. We're talking through God now. That's what that one Spirit is meaning, okay? Whether we be slave or free, there is no distinction. So, human, why are you making one? If God is not making one, why are you? This was the question that was brought out in that great sermon, and we don't give enough credit to it, but I will. We're talking through the annals of church history, Race, Religion, and Racism by Dr. Frederick K.C. Price. The whole part dealing with race and religion specifically. One of the most powerful messages you will ever hear on this planet today. And we need to start dealing with it, y'all. We need it. It don't make no sense doing this. Ostrich hiding your head in the sand. Or instead of standing on 2 feet like the flamingo just on one, right? Bible talks about how a house that's not built on solid foundation is going to fall through the storms of life. And that's what you're seeing today, y'all. Right? But because of the mental illness and the poison in the mind, we are yet still to recognize it. Some got that antidote a little bit and is starting to see some of these things. A bunch do not yet, though. Some are coming around to it, which for me is encouraging and good to see. And again, the proof, y'all, like we said on this podcast, is in the youth. That rebellion y'all think is so wrong is not always. Yes. Again, as we come closer to Father's Day, that rebellion you see is not always bad, y'all. It's a cry out. It's a voice speaking out against the wrong they see, the hypocrisy they see, and the adult, aka the older young person, is full of hypocrisy. Love everybody, but you hate on your Negro neighbor. I gotta say it. I got to say it. Love everybody, but you can't stand them Mexicans over there. Your kids hear this mess out your mouth. Respect everybody, but you keep calling them Asians chinks and Japs and gooks and every one of these stupid words you come up with. Yeah, they hear you, ladies and gentlemen, and it's no good. I'm talking to the bulk majority, right? Of the base of the... See, this is like I said in the beginning, and I'm going to keep saying it because repetition's necessary for learning. This is not about the likes and the views, but in the likes and the views, ladies and gentlemen, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. This resonates with people because this is real. Folks are done on the fake. Folks are done on the fake. You know, I was listening to a brother's message talking about how many people have left the church, and supposedly you can go, I guess you can go online and see this. I haven't fully gone to do it yet, but it is what it is either way. I can see it with my own eyes, so I don't need to know the number necessarily, okay? You can just talk to people out in the street and they'll tell you. Like 40,000 some odd people, maybe it's more than that. Millions of folks, something like that have left the church. Why do you think that? Why do you think that? Why has church attendance gone down from back in the day? See, back in the day when we was all there running and shouting around the church and singing the quiet little hymn and stuff like that, Sister Susie, Brother John, Deacon Damon, right? Elder Edward, y'all had hate in your heart for other people going on. You had disrespect coming out your mouth while you were still singing and shouting, hallelujah, right? That translated to the youth that was around you that is now 20 and 30 years old. See, again, be sure your sin will find you out. Anyway, man. Anyway. Oh, gosh. Whether we be Jew, Gentile, bond, or free, and have all been made to drink into one spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. When are we going to get it, y'all? Man, when are we going to get it? You got many parts of the game, man. There is no distinction because we playing on one team. Speaking on one team, here's Caitlin Clark's response to this whole thing. To this whole drama. Because again, we're talking about money on the table, y'all. See, when it comes to women and stuff like this, and heard Stephen A. do his best cooning dance. I'm sorry, y'all. Could the brother defend Angel Reese? Could you say anything about Angel Reese? If this gets out at all to Stephen A. Smith, could you talk about Angel Reese for a minute? I know everything is Caitlin Clark, and I get it. She got the step back like Stephen Curry. She's hitting shots from everywhere like Stephen Curry. All of that. We understand. We get it. And we give credit to what credit is due. But could you talk about the impact Angel Reese is having on the league? I know everybody want to keep talking about how she's mouthing off to refs and all this type of stuff, which, sis, let's stop doing that, right? Because again, they're looking for reasons to detract anyway, right? So now here's the thing. I think it gives you something to work for. You know, it's a dream. Okay. Hopefully one day I can be there. And I think it's just a little more motivation. See, this is the stuff that great players speak. This is how you talk. This is how you talk. You might be pissed off as can be. You might be angry as can be, and it may even come through your face. You go through the great leaders of life. They all face this. When they throw you out, what do you do? How do you say? How do you respond? It's nice, the fame and the shine and the nice car and the big house and the bling on the hands and the bling in the everywhere else that people putting bling now on their body. Okay, which I'm not. This is not a, bash against that. But again, they got the bling all over. But again, this is where you got to be. Okay, this is where you got to be in your mind. Everybody else can be saying whatever they want to. This is what's got to come out your mouth, man. And you remember that it's a little more motivation, and you remember that. And, hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be there. And best believe 4 years comes back around, she'll be there. So, since people have lost a reference point here, because again, we're talking about bring up in your remembrance. Have y'all looked at some of the great snubs off of Olympic basketball teams? Have y'all looked to see? Because I know right now all we know is this one. Did you know Charles Barkley was left off the 84 Olympic team when Mike came out of UNC? It was Mike and it was Charles Barkley. Hold on. Let me bring it up real quick. And who was left off the 1984 U.S. men's basketball team? This is just what you ask this is how you do it. A whole article from Wikipedia here. Let me just see here. Jordan, Ewan, Tisdale, Wayman Tisdale was a really good midway player back then. Sam Perkins, and a lot of these people either came from Georgetown or UNC. That's who was ruling and reigning college basketball back then. Let me just let's just scroll down a little bit. Yeah, John Stockton. This is all the way down when you're looking at references. It's John Stockton and John Stockton, y'all. Yeah. So let's see. Legacy. So he put Jordan on the team and got other folks off. This Bob Knight. For my sport heads out there, I'm sure y'all know who Bob Knight is. You know, the man who has anger issues, throwing chairs everywhere, was the coach for the Indiana Hoosiers, right? Okay. Had a movie about him, right? Okay. Again, we glorify, we understand the great coaching mind. The man had serious anger issues. He had people problems, okay? So, several players would come from the team, either receive strong recommendations from Knight, or benefited from exposures from the trials. So John Stockton, Tim McCormick, Charles Barkley, Lancaster Gordon. Again, the two that you know that made the Hall of Fame: Charles Barkley, John Stockton. I don't. Oh, you got, because you got to put Jordan on there, and okay, but other people got cut off. Do you see it now? I'm sorry, y'all. We got to come to a serious base here. Okay. The move worked. Mike and Patrick and everybody they've made right. And then we go to 92. Did y'all know who was left off 92? Now, if you're watching, I want to say this is on The Last Dance. Charles Barkley talked about, there's a reason why the league didn't like Mike. Okay. But then again, Mike put the league on the map. So there was some fair market trade value there. Yet, this is the thing about Michael Jordan, y'all. Okay. Of which I'm a Bulls fan. Y'all already know this, right? The team need to get it together. Matter of fact, some of the people that were left off the team were a couple of Bulls players, and I don't mind. Okay. See again, we are, this thing is more magnified because it's, and for those of y'all who play sports and stuff, just listen in on the thing here. See, if they ignore you, give them reason why they were wrong for ignoring you. That's what I have resolved in my life. It don't matter what it is. Basketball, football, soccer, baseball, crocheting. I don't care what it is, right? Knitting. It doesn't matter what it is. The book reading team, the spelling bee team. Give them reason, y'all. Swimming team, right? Lacrosse. Anything else in life. A business team, business ventures, right? Give them reason to why they should have picked you. That's it. That's it. All the rest of this mess, and you see some of this stuff on TV and whatnot. Stephen A. going back and forth, talking down sisters. And again, it's funny. You got, never mind. I won't go there. I'm not going to totally toast these brothers. I won't do it. I won't do it. But folks people already got a problem. You got another platform just to knock people down a few more steps. We got to stop doing that, man. We got to stop doing that. Okay. This girl going to get her chance to shine. Let's just let it rock. Do your disagreement and move on to something else in sports. Can we please? You know, something happens a lot with sports stuff, again, because you need ratings and all this other kind of stuff. Guys, we're chasing after money here. Folks are going to turn into ESPN regardless. People going to listen to Undisputed regardless. They still do. I know the numbers dropped off since Shannon left. But still, people still over there looking at that other dude who was knocking him down. He was being racist as Skip. Yeah, Skip. Yeah, he's Skip Bayless. Yeah, he's this that's what that man is, and that's fine. And y'all, and we all, people still sit there and watch it because they like that mess. They do, and they just replace that brother with another brother because that's all it is. Okay. Now, again, when y'all sit there and talk about, oh, it ain't racism, but you're not realizing the true effects of what racism's about. This is a competition. And it's a pseudo competition made up between the different cultures of the planet to see who's going to get all the stuff. And you're just watching it in real time. That's all. That's all. So, again, this ain't even a real, on the 92 Dream Team, Isaiah Thomas. I know y'all have a problem and it's magic and this, that, and the other. Isaiah Thomas was left off the team. That's another Hall of Fame ball player, y'all. Somebody is going to get left off teams. That's it. That's how this works. You only have so many roster spots. This is what's going to happen. You want to argue for whoever else could get left off or this, that, and the other. That's great. You want to tell me they could have got rid of Vern Fleming and put on Charles Barkley on this 84 team? Yeah, but depending on who they're playing, the matchups may be necessary to have certain people on the teams. Okay? That's all. Just let it go. If they lose, they lose. And I'm sure if Team USA loses, they're going to be like, well, if Caitlin Clark was on that team, man, she'd have been splashing them threes from everywhere. You don't know how they playing these other women from Italy and Spain. See, again, we discredit in the other parts of the world, man, because again, all we know is America. You know it's America. No, they play over there every day, KJ. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Y'all go with it, man. Y'all go with it. So, let's move on. Let's move on from that. We watched this, we started watching Acolyte. Right, Star Wars Acolyte, good movie. It's got some intrigue to a good movie. I always think these TV shows are movies, man, because it's got a lot of that vibe to it. When you look up the word Acolyte, because I said I was going to talk about it as soon as I started watching it. So just real quick on Acolyte definition. A follower. That's what it means, is a follower. Okay. Let's see if we can. And in this case, when you're talking about a follower, all this has to do with, this is before like Return of the Jedi and New Hope, and this is before Episode 1. So this is an establishment, and you see the cool colors that come from some of the books and stuff like that have come out, talking about, let me see if I can see where this is. Oops. That's why, because there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So they call it an inferior officer in the church. This is early 14th century. So you're talking 1301 to 1400. That's the early 1400s. Early 14th century, I should say, excuse me. An inferior officer in the church. Shocking that this has to do with church-like things. From Old French acolyte. I'm assuming is how that was said. If I'm not, to my French folks out there, y'all correct me. Or direct from medieval Latin, acolytus or litus, from another Greek word, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, my apologies, following or attending on. Again, you're a follower. You're an attendant, literally having one way. So you're just this is the way, right? Kind of like the Mandalorian. Together with, let's see, different deal here also has together with in its definition, on a certain way, road, path, course, or journey. So that's just you're the follower of a certain thing here. And you see what's going on from certain pain that a person has gone through. We won't get into it. The path that she is leading down that's going to open up into a bigger problem, which is exactly what goes on today in today's life. People's pain, they are following their pain instead of following the solution to their pain. And it's causing bigger problems. That is a challenge to us all, y'all. You can't sit from a certain place and say certain things without believing that to be true. Which is what we'll end on here with this one, y'all. The idea of job security, and then we'll get into other things as we go along. Actually, two things here as we approach 30 minutes. First, people hurting folks. This is a thing came up. It's an idea that I had heard on a on a different podcast. So again, we're giving credit to where credit is due. I won't mention the brother's name or anything like that, but because again, name dropping is where people get way off. And this is where we'll wrap up in more. Hurting folks, people hurting folks, especially celebrity apologies. So like specifically this whole Diddy thing and him making a video and asking God for forgiveness. While that's all well and good, let me finish off the rest of this here. The first thing done is to ask God for forgiveness, right? But what about those that were hurt or stolen from? Where's the statement and action of forgiveness toward them? Normally, when people do this kind of thing, they ask God to forgive them, all that type of thing. Where is the restitution made? So, for instance, when we watching videos of this brother kicking Cassie, it's nice that you saying, God, forgive me. But did you ask Cassie for forgiveness? You know, same thing in the government, which they could do for the Japanese and cut them a check without problem when they had nothing to do with the bombings that went on during World War II and that horrible attack from during Pearl Harbor, in which innocent men and women lost their lives, yet they were stuck in a war they should not have been fighting from the jump. Not because of Adolf Hitler, but because that war was a response to World War I, which was a response to each one before, where people keep trying to take stuff that doesn't belong to them. And in doing so, you are causing damage on a massive level that innocent people will die for, y'all. And you keep asking for another civil war. What is wrong with folks, man? Just won't make the proper restitutions. Y'all just stuck in stubbornness and haughtiness. You just don't want to let go. Because you believe what somebody else told you. For instance, the term job security. You know, we do this and we do that, and no, come on, man, don't complain, KJ. You know, come on, man, show that stiff upper lip, because this is for job security. They will fire your ass in the drop of a before the hat hits the ground. They'll fire you. They've got it encoded, you know, whether we're talking private or public sector jobs. They've got it encoded in their contracts to let you go at will. At will. And yet folks are talking, again, only folks with a I must say it, with a slave-like mentality say this mess. When you were about breaking free, you don't talk that way. You don't. I gave y'all the analogy of the house Negro story that I had heard from Malcolm X, which is it's a true thing, y'all. Massa sick, so we sick. No, I'm not sick. I'm as healthy as can be. So are you, but you stuck so close to mass. That's why the house Negro thing, you know, again, even though we say that their mentality is very dangerous, there's also a serious thing there that a lot of mental work was done on those people. A lot of mental manipulation was done. No different than the Winter Soldier in the Marvel comics, aka Captain America's friend, Bucky Barnes. Funny how they use this thing between the Germans and communism as if that's the issue, when it's not. It's mental manipulation, no matter who's doing it. I'm going to say it again. It's mental manipulation, no matter who's doing it. The capitalist, the communist, the socialist, the Marxist, it doesn't matter. Those are socioeconomic thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the definitions of what they are. They have no problem in and of themselves. The problem is the people. No different than people believing that when you keep doing these menial tasks they keep asking you to do, you will have job security, when I don't know how many times you have stories of these good old soldiers getting fired from jobs. Not knowing why, because you are just the steak on the grill for massa to eat. And because of mental conditioning, you're refusing to see it. Stay woke, ladies and gentlemen, as my dear Black elders and ancestors and current living so-called Black brothers and sisters say, stay woke, y'all. This affects us all. We are one body. of human beings. I know what Christians do. That's a spiritual thing. Yeah, no. We are one body of human beings, and we skip that part. And the quicker we get it, the quicker this gets better. That's what I got for y'all today, y'all. Just a little something. Yeah, just a little something. We're right at 30 minutes, 35, right? Okay. So that's where we're gonna end today. Again, don't believe some of this stuff, y'all. They need y'all to keep being a mule so they can make money off your back, man. And the quicker you realize it, the quicker you will succeed in this life. Because you won't be doing it for them only, you'll be doing it for you. And that'll change the game. So that's what I got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen, today. And as always look to find the beauty in a different view.